Alrighty, what's up everybody? My name is Darren and welcome back to my channel, Motor Tic Mastery. In this video, we're going to explore perfectionism. And the reason why we're going to explore perfectionism is to see why perfectionism might be a part of why we are living with or experiencing tics. At some level, there is a part of us controlling life if we are suppressing emotions and energies in the art of moving the body. You're not doing this consciously, of course. This is an unconscious experience. So perfectionism is a mirror, not a standard. Or let's say perfectionism creates a cage. And when we are in a cage, it kind of feels tight and boxy and stuck, doesn't it? What do those words remind you of? Like perfectionism puts us in a box of the things that we should be, we have to be, we must be, right? The things we have to be, we must be, we gotta be, because if we're not, right? If we're not, what? Then we're not good, we're not right, then we got to feel what's in our body, then we're not going to show it right for the world around us. We've learned all this stuff from our world around us and forgotten to just be instead of doing and controlling. So join me with a breath to drop into beingness. Now, if for a moment you are immediately thinking that you want to switch off because I'm saying, let's take a breath, then you're not going to change anything. All right? You need to be able to stay in the space, in the presence, in between when information and energy is going towards you and at you, like you watching this video right now. So we take a breath to honor ourselves, even though we are digesting a video on YouTube at the same time. Join me. This is you centering yourself. This is you saying yes to just being versus needing to be perfect. So the reason why you clicked on this video might be because there's a part of you that doesn't feel enough again. Doesn't feel enough. The reason why we strive for perfectionism, controlling, doing something different, is because maybe we're not enough as we are in the imperfection. It's okay to be imperfect. We can be imperfect. You know, in this journey of recording all these videos on YouTube, I've had to be imperfect again and again and again, and I've had to reveal layers of judgment towards myself in recording these videos over these years. And I'd say recording these videos have been a big part of my healing process too. Many other things as well. But certainly allowing myself to be seen, sharing videos online is one of the ways that I allow myself to be seen in the world differently to say 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So when we are self-judgmental and trying to be perfect, we are creating tightness in our system, in our body, in our energy field, in our emotional field. If we've got to do it a certain way, it's got to be right, got to be good, right? Can you feel how tight that is? And can we open up even further, even more playfully further? Oh yeah, just like that. Can we open up? You know, if you're following me and you're shaking your body a little bit, like just like we're shaking out the tightness of where the perfectionism might appear. And for me, it appears like tightly in the jaw, in the solar, just under the solar plexus, lower stomach as well. There's like a tightness that connects my jaw to my hips when I speak. Because I spent so long trying to be perfect with my voice, trying to speak really well and properly as a British man. So that's one way that perfectionism shows up for me. How does it show up for you? You can write in the comments below. That would be wonderful to see. So you know, recording these videos, being of service in the world, building a business, Motor Tic Mastery, sharing what I've learned on my journey of healing and growing and personal development, trying to get my vision, get my personal brand right, make sure I show up well, make sure the beginning of the videos are good because you're competing against all the other people on YouTube. All of this creates pressure. It creates pressure. And maybe you can relate to some of that pressure in your own life goals, intentions, whether it's being a parent in the world or your own hobbies or unfoldings or skills that you are trying to perfect or get better at right now. So I want to reframe something. So there's a perfectionism happening. There's a part of our mind trying to be perfect. Got to do it this way. I've got to be like this. If I don't be like this, so frustrated. Oh my God, frustration! Right? And you can feel that pent up energy inside. Right? Frustration, just anger. Right? Anger because we're not being what we think we should be, or acting how we should act, or we didn't do what we should have done. Right? Being perfect. No, we were just beautifully imperfectly perfect. But I want to reframe it as perfectionism isn't a flaw in itself. Right? The perfection isn't bad. The tics aren't bad. They're needing to do something, whether act in a certain way or whatever, isn't bad. It's protection. Perfectionism is protection. It's protection. Every movement of your body is you trying to protect yourself. And say this to yourself. I'm just trying to protect myself. Say it to yourself. Speak it. I'm just trying to protect myself. That's all we're doing. I'm just trying to protect myself from whatever is underneath, the emotions that we don't want to feel, the story we don't want to see. Right? Right? The fear of not being loved unless we perform. The fear of not being loved unless we perform. So I've got to be something, got to be someone, got to do something to cover up, to protect myself. Because I don't feel worthy of that love underneath it all. Every movement, every moment of perfectionism in the mind reaching for something that we weren't in that moment. So join me here. And I want you to tap into the first number between 1 and 10 that comes to your mind right now. First number between 1 and 10. First number. What is it? You've got it. That's the age you were when a story or an emotional strand began or amplified in the context of not being enough, or the fear of being loved unless, the fear of not being loved unless you perform. The fear of not being loved unless you perform. So you can even put your hand on the chest right now if you'd like to do this practice with me, and just Take a breath into this inner child, that age that you just arrived at. And I want you to speak to this child inside of you. The age of this child that you're communicating with right now and you're dropping into. And I want you to say this: you don't have to get it right to be loved. You don't have to get it right to be loved. You don't have to get it right to be loved. Breathe that in. Just, if you notice anywhere in your body that just wants to feel or move or be expressed, you can even move your hand to the part of your body where you feel some constriction or tightness or some emotion. You don't have to get it right to be loved. So, what if your mess, the messiness of your imperfection, what if that itself is the sacred, the sacred gold within? What if showing up in your imperfection is the love for others, so they get to see you in your beauty and vulnerability? That is how you love the world around you. And that is also the way that others can find a way to love you too. The process, the journey of exploring ourselves is the transmission. You look on social media, right? It is people just being, the being of life. The best stuff isn't when we try hard. It's when we let go and become free. The world wants your presence, not your perfection. So, may you continue to let the light of your imperfection be seen in the world around you. And may you take a breath when you can see the edges of your vulnerability and uncomfortableness being seen. I hope this has landed for you. If it has, if this has met something, please drop me a comment below. I love reading the comments. And if you want to subscribe and like also too, please support me and please support the channel so that I can keep sharing these videos and offering this truth as vulnerability into the world, which I know is alchemy, love moving. With love from Bali.